On today's exciting episode, we are going to turn this long bow into a recurve. And what that means is basically taking these tips and making them like this. And then I'm going to do some more shaping on it. I'm going to add an arrow rest on the side here. Make a leather handle and a new string, stain it, sand it, and seal it, and shoot it. That's what we're doing. So how I'm going to bend these tips of this bow like this is by using steam. And I have my little electric skillet with water in there that it's almost to boiling, and I'll boil it for about 20 minutes. Let the wood sit in here for about 20 minutes, covered up, and then take it out. And then I'm going to be putting it into a jig like this and clamping it down and letting it cool. So this is what I'm shooting for the tips to look like. And this was about 16 minutes. I did this one last night to test it. And I did this one for, I think, 11 minutes. So this is not what we want. This is going to be a bad thing. So we're going for this. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this, I got it measured out how far I want it to bend in the press, or the mold, or whatever. So I'm going to go ahead and set this in, just like this. Cover that up. And then I'm going to go ahead and throw a towel on here just to be safe. And I'm going to set my stopwatch for 20 minutes, or let it go for 20 minutes, and then I'll come back and then we're going to quickly move it over into here and then bend it, and hopefully it bends exactly the way I want it and doesn't do this. So see you in about 20 minutes. So it's been about 20 minutes. Now we got about another minute to go. But yeah, I'm getting ready to, got everything all set up. Like I said, I'm going to quickly take this and put it in the form and somehow stick these clamps on. It's kind of like shoving a marshmallow in a piggy bank, doing it by yourself. My wife is helping me out yesterday, but I think I'm going to go ahead and go for this. So here we go. And I'm going to admit that this is a little bit stressful for me, but I'm going to do the best I can. So here we go. Alrighty, that's all you got to do when you're doing it by yourself. The tip of the limb kind of twisted up when I put that in, and I could probably put a wedge in that very end to keep that from happening, but the problem is when I do that, it makes an extreme bend, and I want to kind of avoid that. So I'm going to let that cool, and it didn't split, so that's a good thing. Let it cool and I'll be back. Alright, so we're going to take the clamps off and see how this looks. Here we go, here's the big test. Hey, that looks pretty good. So, looks pretty good. Well, I'd have to say that it turned out pretty good. I think the tips are reflexed pretty well. I don't see any cracks or any tears or whatever you want to call it. Grisels. I'm going to put a string on it and just check the tillering and just double check it, and then I'm going to get to sanding it down and yeah, moving on. But yeah, it went well. I think you can see that. It's pretty straight down the center. I had to take kind of both sides. Yeah. Let's do this again. I had to take both sides a little bit off, and this could come off a little bit more right here, which it will. But yeah, I think it's going to work out pretty good. So yeah, the string lines up pretty much with the center, like I just showed you on the video. But now this bow is like really heavy, so I need to take some. I need to tiller. I'm going to drop some of the weight, yeah. So it's holding together really good. Everything looks good, and I'm happy with the way that it is so far. And like I say, it's a really heavy bow right now, so I definitely want to drop it down. I'd like it. My ideal goal weight would be around 50 pounds draw weight at my 23-inch draw. That's the plan. Whether I'm able to hit that or not, I know I can come close. But so, all right, there we go. Needs a little work, but that's okay. So far, so good. I'm going to put it on the tillering stick and see. Yeah. I think you can see that. Yeah. Still pretty heavy, which is crazy. But the tillering's good, so I'm going to take some more off of here and here to try to lighten this up. Well, I can see it's right in here. It's kind of heavy, but that's okay. So just keep working at it. So I'm thinking that it's gonna work. I'm gonna put it on the tillering machine and just double check, but I brought down the handle and then I brought down the limbs, and so yeah, it feels pretty good. I think I might yeah, well, I'm gonna tiller it out a little bit, so but so far it's looking pretty good. There's a little bit of string. I could take a little bit more off right here, but yeah, I think that I think it's going to work. There's one little weak spot that I saw when I was sanding a little island, kind of where the edge ran off. It's right here, but I don't think it's gonna be a problem. It kind of runs off right here. But yeah, so here we go. I'll put it on the tillering stick and show you what. So it looks pretty good. I mean, it's a little stiff right here, but I'll take that out, and I think it's going to be a winner. So here's the bow. I had a hard time getting it to the string to line up, but I think it's going to be all right. And I lowered the poundage a little bit and tillered it down. So I'm going to take some shots and see what it shoots like, and if it blows apart, you get to witness it. But I don't think it's going to. I think it's going to shoot just dandy. I hope. All right, here we go. A little creek. Keep going. All right. Well, I got a little bit of a fracture right here, so I'm not sure. I'll see what I can do about that. So I'm going to show you this, and it might be all right. I might be able to fix it, but it's just starting to come apart right there. But I might be able to do something, take a little bit of the weight off of here. So we'll see. I don't know. It might be all right. All right. So what I was doing just a second ago was I was re-steaming this bottom limb because it was twisted out that way and going back. So I got it as close. I got it as close as what that I want to right now, because I've been messing with it for a long time, and it's pretty centered. So I'll let you see the string line. Let me see if I can hold this up there. So yeah, there we go. So it's pretty centered. I do have one concern though that I did glue up last night, and it's right there. I haven't sanded. I'm going to tiller this limb a little bit more down to lighten it up. And I went ahead and put an arrow rest on last night, which I need to obviously clean up. So my next step is to tiller the top limb down a little bit, and then just sand it and shoot it a few times after I get everything all sanded and check the tillering, and hopefully it doesn't blow apart, which I don't think it will. And then I'm going to stain it and make a handle and then seal it up and make a new string for it. So I'm not going to film all of the sanding and stuff. That's kind of tedious and boring. So yeah. So I got the bow done. I got it all sanded out and tillered out. I shot it multiple times, and the little piece that was tearing away, I was able to repair it. It's not causing any problems. I went ahead and put a stain on here, and I actually thought I was recording applying the stain, but evidently you have to hit the record button in order for them to record. I'm using this Minwax wood finish with, it's got oil in it, and that's one of the reasons why I used it, and I had it on hand. And then after this dries, I'm going to put a coat of beeswax and olive oil. This is something that I make. It's like a salve. It's just a sealer. But I need to make a new string for it. But when this is drying, I'm going to go ahead and start cutting out the material for the handle. I want a leather handle, and I'm going to be using some elk hide that it's either elk or moose. I think it's elk that was given to me by a friend. So yeah. The bow shoots really good. I want to say that it's probably about 45 to 48 pounds. That's just a guess. I'll test it, but I'll test the weight. And but yeah, it's shooting really good. And yeah, it turned out pretty awesome, and I'm pretty proud of how it turned out. So it was a lot of work getting the limbs to line up and everything, but in the end, it was worth it to just go slow and keep working at it and not give up. So, all right, so I'm gonna let this dry, and then I'll start making a handle for it. Finished out, made a new string for it. I haven't put a knock on there yet, but I'm going to shoot it a couple times. I shot it earlier and it was fine, so I'll give you a better view of it. So yeah, make some shots. So there it is, all done.